All right, so good morning or good afternoon, guys. Today we are talking about systems of inequalities, if you noticed the title of the video. But first, we are going to refresh ourselves on the inequalities, okay, and what they're going to mean moving forward, okay. So first of all, we are talking. There's 4 different categories. There's shading above, shading below, a solid line, and a dotted line, okay. So I'm going to go over which equalities let me know that I'm going to do each of these titles, okay? So hopefully it'll make sense as we go on. So the first title is shading above. So these inequalities that I'm going to include let me know that I'm going to need to shade above on my graph, okay? So the first inequalities are this one and this one, okay? Hopefully I'll know what these represent. The top one is called greater than or equal to. Okay, and again, the equal to is because of that line underneath. And then this bottom inequality is just greater than. Okay, and now some notes about this inequality are the arrow points to the right. So if you ever see an inequality where the arrows are pointing to the right, that lets me know I need to shade above, okay? And we'll get to that, what that means in a little bit, okay? The next point, every point on or above the line is a solution for greater than or equal to, okay? Every point above the line is a solution for greater than, okay? So the key thing there is to remember, if we have a greater than or equal to inequality, if a point is on that, it is a solution, okay? And then obviously, if they're above, they're also solutions. And we'll see what that means in a little bit, okay? So that's my first kind of area, shading above. Next is shading below. So the inequalities that let me know I need to shade below are this one and this one, okay? So the top one, y'all can guess it, less than or equal to, and then just plain old less than. Okay, so if I see either one of those inequalities in my problems, that lets me know on my graphs I'm gonna need to shade below, okay? Now some notes about that one are the arrows point to the left, okay? And the next one, every point on or below the line is a solution for less than or equal to. Again, since it's an equal to, if a point is on the line, it can be a solution. And lastly, every point just below the line is a solution for less than, okay? So that's shading above, shading below. And we'll see graphs, so we'll know what that means in a little bit, okay? Just kind of try to keep this in mind for now. Next are solid lines, okay? So these are inequalities that let me know when I'm graphing, I'm going to need to use a solid line, okay? And those inequalities are greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, okay? So let's write that down. So greater than or equal to, and then less than or equal to. So hopefully y'all kind of see the pattern there. So a note about these are the inequalities have the equal to line, right? They both have the line underneath, okay? So every point on or above the line is a solution for greater than or equal to. We already wrote that over here on the first blocks. And again, every point on or below the line is a solution for less than or equal to, okay? But again, the key thing is if we have an equal to line underneath those inequalities, then my graphs need to have a solid line, okay? And we'll get to that in a little bit. And lastly, the final category, dotted line, okay? So the inequalities that let me know I need to have a dotted line are going to be this one and this one, And y'all know those. Those are just plain old greater than and less than. Okay? So these inequalities do not have the equal to line. So y'all, we can infer, or not infer, but we know that if inequalities do not have the equal to line underneath, then when we graph them, they must have dotted lines. Okay? And then the last two, we know this. Every point above the line is a solution for greater than. Every point below the line is a solution for less than. Okay? So that's a quick rundown of the different inequalities that we might see and what they represent. Okay? So come back to this video if you need it, but we're going to be using them in the next video. I'll see y'all later.